Alright, y'all. Hands-free. I'm going to do a 4th of July video here. And greetings from New York. Oh, upstate New York. I'm around Newburgh, New York right now. Anyway. Anthony Oxenholt, Access 228. You know, I'm a historian by nature. Self-taught, self-educated. I never really did put much faith in the learning that I received in public school with regard to history. Never did. And the reason that I didn't is because I knew that it was taught in a vacuum. It's almost like they taught you just enough to be dangerous, really. And I know it's even worse now from what I'm understanding. You know, you could somewhat criticize, well, not really criticize, but you could hold discussions and debates with your teachers when I went to school to a point. Now, the way I understand it, you can't do it at all. It's like they've taken the right to form your own opinion from these kids. And they've just created a bunch of mindless drones that know enough to just sell a certain propaganda. It is Independence Day. "249 years and 2 days ago, the Declaration of Independence was drafted. Of course, it was signed 249 years ago today. And what that document conveyed, most of it, you know, some people think that it's law. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. All men are created equal. Declaration of Independence was a very treasonous document. Just writing the words that were put on parchment was enough to get every signer killed or in prison for a very long time, if not indefinitely. Stripped of everything they owned, stripped of any titles that they had, any commercial, whatever. It's gone. But a lot of what was written in the Declaration of Independence never made it in the Constitution. I wonder why. Many of the same people who had a hand in the Declaration of Independence in 1776 had a hand in the Constitution in 1787. 11 years later. We had Sam Adams and a bunch of his Masonic brothers and other people pissed off over a 3 pence tax on tea. Yet we're given a shitload of our income, and yeah, okay, so we have some representation, but do we really? Yeah, we can vote on who's going to represent us, but do we really? And our taxes are high. I make probably, I'm going to say $50K a year, roughly, driving this truck. How much of it goes to taxes? Of some form. My food is taxed. My clothes is taxed. I need those to go to work and survive. My drinks, my cigarettes. I fucked up when I was up north and I ran out of cigarettes in Massachusetts. Like right before I left Massachusetts, and that's where I'm coming from now. And of course, the truck stop at night is always a clusterfuck, no matter what truck stop you're at. So I didn't feel like dealing with that scramble, so I crossed the line into Connecticut to a less clusterfuck truck stop. This pack of Lucky Strikes was like $12. In Mississippi, that same pack's like $5. What is Connecticut called? The Constitution State. We got Trump passing a bullshit bill, even though he said, oh, I'm going to make overtime tax-free. At least that's the way I understood it. Overtime's still not tax-free with his big, beautiful bullshit bill. See, it's all relative. And we're thrilled to death about it. People are barely living hand to mouth and politicians don't care. Is this not what we fought a whole revolution for 249 years ago? It's shit like this why we stood up to the greatest army in the world at the time, knowing that we were going to get our ass kicked collectively. We won. But it wasn't we won every battle. We certainly lost more battles than we won. We just kept on and kept on. Basically, our strategy was we kept walking into bullets until the British kept shooting. That's the way I can describe it. Yeah, we won a few, but we lost a lot more. Guess you can thank people like Francis Marion for that. You know, the swamp fox. But if we were willing, if our ancestors and some of mine fought the Revolutionary War, I got to quote my Uncle Pat here, give me liberty or give me death. If Uncle Pat could stand up there and say, give me liberty or give me death, that would be Patrick Henry. Yes, that is my uncle, like, great uncle in times like, I don't know, 5 or 6, something like that. If he could stand up there and say that and mean it, why are today we putting up with this shit and getting screwed? Why do we have lobbyists in this country that have more access to our elected employees? Yes, if you're in Congress or in the Senate or in the White House, you work for us. And if you think you don't, go fuck yourself. Yes, you do. Why are we allowing this? I'll give you an answer. Because we've gotten comfortable. We've gotten complacent. And there's not a damn thing that we're going to do about it either. And they know it. Because Americans don't have the balls to stand up and say, you will not. Now, I'm not advocating armed revolution. I'll never do that. I think armed revolution would be about the worst thing that could happen to this country. But what I will advocate for is holding our elected employees accountable. And if we can't do that, we have a problem. Happy 4th of July. Hope everybody kept all 10 of their fingers. Or at least as many fingers as you started out with this morning. I hope you're going to bed with them. Y'all have a good day. Anthony Oxenholt, Access 228. Just my thoughts. Hold these fuckers accountable. They work for us. We don't work for them.